I've always tried to make stuff. From YouTube videos, intros, games, I've tried it all.
Most satisfying video in the world. 101, you ready? Boom.
I've always tried, even if it exhausted me. That's why some time ago, I tried to make a Roblox game inspired by Deepwoken. Even though I've been kinda busy, I still did try to make time for it. I've been on the internet for far too long. I mean, okay, that's probably obvious because of the fact that I'm making Roblox content, but I mean, I always liked to make stuff. I remember many nights sitting in my room trying to make YouTube videos, intros, games, along with a bunch of other stuff. Every time I did, I would get very exhausted, but I get tired and exhausted really easily. I'm okay with suffering for something that I really want to do. The issues come through whenever I'm doing something like studying for a test, and I obviously get tired while studying for something like a test. I think the main issue, or the point that I'm trying to get here, is that whenever I'm suffering for something that I don't want to do, I just think about the stuff that I do. I know that sounds a little bit stupid, but unlike last video, this video is about game development, but it's more about me, honestly. Gonna keep it a buck. I've lost myself in the process a little bit. I'm trying to get my fucking dad. But that's besides the point. The first video that I can find in my folder of me making the game is the end of last year. So a long time ago. Together in this video, you and I are going to go through as many files as we can. Starting off with day 1. I'm low on subscribers. Please subscribe. And hit the bell. In this one, it seems like I made a simple script that whenever you press E, it spawns a hitbox and it deals damage to the player. There's actually a lot more going on that I'm going to explain in this first segment just because I can. So starting off, Roblox is a multiplayer game, so whenever this comes to scripting, that means that we need a script for the client side and the server side. So okay, we need to make the player punch, and we're going to do that with the letter E. So he presses E, it starts the hit. We detect the E from the local script, and you would think we would be able to spawn the hitbox from there. While yes, you technically can spawn it in, it will only show up on the client side. So what you have to do is set up something called a remote function. A remote function is pretty much a thing in the Explorer tab on Roblox that binds to a server function that can be called from a local script. So whenever E is pressed, it gets realized in the local script, and then that gets sent to the remote function that is binded with the server script to spawn in a hitbox. And that was day 1, and that was, I don't want to say years ago, but it's a while back in the video logs. So that leaves us on to day 2. I don't even know how to start this. But long story short, I need to start recording and making sure that I have everything planned out and that I don't forget shit. Alright, so I'm just gonna fucking record it. Cool, great. Glad we're all on the same page here and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I believe in this one I tried making a stun, and it does in fact work, but it works a little bit differently. If the player has a sound inside of it, and you try to attack with the sound playing, you're stunned. The sound that is in the player only gets played whenever it's hit by something, so, I mean, that is one way to do it. There's a lot of other ways too, but it's an easy way that works. Around this time, on top of this, I also had a stamina problem that whenever it went down, it would instantly go back up. The reason for this is because I used isRunning, which is a variable that whenever that goes to false, it sets the stamina to go down with the tick rate. Which is good for running, but whenever you're attacking, you don't want that to happen, because once you start attacking, it goes down like it's like you're running. It just kind of slowly goes down and then it instantly goes back up. So I had to find a workaround that I don't think I figured out in this video, but I'm not sure. Welcome back to another devlog video. I'm gonna show you what I worked on. I don't remember much. I think I added stuff to the stamina bar. I think I made it better, along with a couple other stuff. But right now, I'm gonna just try to I'm gonna put a timer on 2 hours. We're gonna do this for 2 hours, and then after that, I'm gonna go figure out some bullshit about some food. Yep. I'm not gonna be talking much in this one, but just understand that everything that I'm talking about is related to dodging, and I didn't quite have an understanding of how to do it yet. And to be honest with you, I still kind of don't. There we go. So we have movement for a right step. It doesn't play if we're running though. We can set it so that while the character is running, it's not going to play. I think that's what we're going to do. A certain amount of Oh fuck, that's gonna be a okay, and this one I need something called quat. Okay, I've been on this bit for like the past 3 minutes. Just put the text that I need on the screen. In this direction, it goes in the right way. What if I set it in the world axis? It's going to go the wrong way. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of Googling. I will be back. It is currently 9:58, and I've been debugging for a little. I haven't. There's nothing really of importance in this segment. I just think that I was going over the dodging stuff, but wasn't able to finish it. So what ended up happening is I just went to sleep, went to the next day, and worked on something else before I could figure out a solution. On this one, I look really, really depressed. In this video on day 4 or day 2 of the content, I'm kind of scatterbrained here. It literally looks like it's 6 months apart, but this is only 1 month apart, and there's a lot of time wasted in between a lot of these. I'm sure you can tell at this point, but you can definitely see the exhaustion is getting to me. In this one, I'm actively trying to fix a lot of the stuff that is in the stamina system, like stamina not going down, dodging stamina only going down and not regening, or just the regen going way too fast. Why am I like this? Why can't I just be normal? I'm gonna go a little bit off script here. At this point, you can definitely see here that I'm tired, exhausted, and don't want to do this anymore, but I'm still doing it. I just feel like that needs to be noted here. Maybe I'm just saying that because right now I'm staying up editing this video, and I'm tired and exhausted still, but it's whatever. I'm just gonna go back to the developer logs. For some reason, while looking back at the code, I see that whenever the player presses E to hit, I use the running variable to activate the regen, but of course this gives a whole bunch of problems. Whenever the player hits, the stamina goes down instantly, wait for some amount of time, then go back up. This was later fixed with some work with the tick rate. I want to show off some of the progress of everything that I have done thus far. Display. I have land and stuff. I have a health bar system. I don't know if I showed that up in the last one, but it is there. It's not exactly aligned properly. That's okay. That's stuff that we can very easily fix. I'm confused on how I want to handle the lore stuff of the game and how that affects the map and where the boss is going to be at. I was thinking about having it here, but like I need something bigger. And the sequence to actually activate like a boss fight, what that even looks like. You can see pretty much I just talk about making fall damage in the game. So to do this, you check whenever the humanoid is not in the air. If the humanoid is not in the air, then you can set it to a variable. And that variable can return true or false, and then based off of that, you can kind of work from there on the fall damage stuff. I'm gonna show the clip of me talking about it right here. Now if I jump, you can see it takes a little bit of health damage. There is a slight flaw with it though. That is... The slight flaw is that it doesn't regenerate the health, and it doesn't have a sound effect. And so add a sound effect, what we could do is a lot of things. So the sound effect was very easily fixed along with the other issue that was listed here. I'm kind of trying to show the amount of stuff that is gone over in all of these devlogs, but it's too much to go over. You can see right here the amount of stuff that I'm adding to keep myself distracted, but this might become important later. So there's one bug, you can like spam the dodge. We're gonna focus on fixing that. I've made a dialogue system here that is kind of trash, but it works. I did it before this video was recorded. The fact that I'm kind of surprised how decent this is all coming out. I'm not done yet. And like a lot of the bugs, I mean, this is button 2. Some of the bugs are still here, but I kind of just want to say that in this video I said there's like not that many bugs, and then I literally just discovered a new bug right there. Yep. It's cool. We have fixed it. And the bug that I'm referring to here is actually not fixed, and I end up having to refix it later on. In this video, I tried to go ahead and make the NPC. I had a lot of problems in this one because of the fact that I decided it would be a good idea to look at the zombie script for the Roblox default zombie. That, of course, did not go well. There's a lot in that script. I ended up looking up a tutorial for a simple chase script at the very end, which I used to make the NPC work. After the NPC reaches a certain distance and you stay in the distance, it will hit you. If it hits you multiple times in a row, then it will play the animation in queue. it does have its own stamina bar. The next day, I just spent making it so that he walks whenever he runs out of stamina. The very last day, I made some textures and ended it there. I'm currently showing simple gameplay for something that took something over 8 days. And on top of all this, I came to the sudden realization that after 8 days, the game wasn't even fun. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy with the progress that I made. I've talked about it in the middle of this video. But if there's one thing I learned from Deepwoken, is that the game is fun and the core gameplay is hard. In order to get the game to the level that Deepwoken is at, to make it fun and entertaining, it would probably be another 8 weeks or something like that. And I don't think it's worth the investment. The only real thing that I want to do with the game, even though it's really bare bones, is to make a boss. But adding a boss won't make this game much more fun. I'm very happy for the experience of learning the different systems. Without a doubt, I'll keep making stuff. Are you fucking serious? Quitting because it's not fun? Yes. You have to understand something here. If you do anything long enough, then it will never be fun. Roblox games aren't fun if you make them your whole life. Maybe it's true that Roblox games aren't fun if you make them your whole life, but I haven't spent my whole life making them to know that. On top of that, quick reminder, I just spent 8 days making something that wasn't even fun. Look, regardless of what you make, it will eventually turn into a job and no longer be fun. So if you make something, just do it for the money, please. For money? Is that why you think I made this? Not because I really like Deepwoken? Not because I think the game is fun? Deepwoken, it's a very hard game, and people like to think they like to do hard things. I don't know if you noticed that, but I said like to think. That they like to do hard things. But once things actually get hard, they leave. Look at the player count. Making something fun is hard. The core reason of Roblox developers developing is to make money. Because making something fun is hard. If I did it for the money, then I wouldn't be here making the game. If Roblox wasn't made for the money, you probably would have never existed. Nor the things that you create. Roblox started out as a place to create, not a place to make money. Correct, but it had to change in order to adapt and keep itself alive. So every game on Roblox is just made to make money? No, but it always ends like that. Maybe it only ends that way if you quit the moment things get hard.